Welcome back everybody to More LBS. In today's video, I'll be going over my first top 10 actually on this channel, and this is going to be over my top 10 favorite Pokemon. So yeah guys, a quick little top 10 here. I wanted to kind of just test the waters on this channel, see how these videos do. If you guys want to see more, again, I could do top 10 more Pokemon like for different topics. I already have a plan of doing a top 10 most used Pokemon for the Sinnoh region. I could do top 10 Funko Pop related stuff, top 10 Star Wars stuff. So pretty much anything you guys would want to see, just leave a comment down below. But yeah guys, without further ado, let's get into my top 10 favorite Pokemon. This is pretty much all the ones that just really stand out to me and that I've used a lot. I love using in playthroughs. And yeah, so no particular order. Let's just start off with Houndoom at number 10. And yeah, so pretty much I have used Houndoom quite a lot. Ever since he was introduced in Platinum, I used Houndoom quite a few times. Probably 51% of the times during my Platinum run-throughs. I do have 3 copies of Platinum and kind of cycle through all of them. I have one original copy of my Diamond version, which has everything, National Dex. I action replayed it, but I authentically put all of my Pokemon from all my other DS console games onto my Diamond cartridge. But Houndoom, I do gotta say, I think I have probably 5 or 6 of them traded onto that Diamond cartridge. So I used them quite a few times. That's my number 10. Moving on to number 9, guys, Yanmega. And this is pretty much a Pokemon that I really did not use for a while, since I thought it was a lot harder to get. I thought getting a Yanmo was really hard to do, and then evolving him into a Yanmega. I think you need Ancient Power via Move Tutor to evolve him to Yanmega. And it was one of those things when I was young, 10, 11, I just never really, tried to do it and never really knew even how to do it. But definitely not recently per se, but in the past, 4 or 5 years when I was older, I definitely have used a Yanmega, I think 2 or 3 times. And in general, the design really does stand out to me. I love using it. Even when I'm on Pokemon Showdown, just kind of messing around, Yanmega is always one of the better ones that I feel like, I love using on Pokemon Showdown. So that's number 9, guys. Moving on to number 8 has to be Garchomp. And yeah, just pretty much a classic Sinnoh Pokemon. I love the Diamond and Pearl anime. That entire 2 seasons, 3 seasons, whatever it was perfect. Cynthia with her Garchomp, nothing wrong there. And yeah, same thing with Houndoom. I used Garchomp quite a few times in my Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum playthrough. Currently, I'm going through a playthrough using some underused Pokemon like Kricketune and Noctowl and Pachirisu and stuff like that in one of my Platinum cartridges. But definitely Garchomp was one probably overused in my opinion for myself. But moving on to number 7, we have Typhlosion. And for Johto, which is Heart Gold, Soul Silver for me, I have used Typhlosion more times than I can count. Again, I have basically a whole PC box, if not like maybe a half PC box on that Diamond cartridge full of Typhlosions. It's to the point where whenever I'm using one and try to reset my game and transfer over the Pokemon, I don't even bother trading over the Typhlosion anymore, since I've got so many of them. You could probably it's something you'll probably know, and actually on this list there's 3 of them are fire starters, are definitely my favorite type of starter throughout the regions. Then moving on to number 6, guys, we have Salamence coming from Gen 3. Definitely a classic for me. I was never really one to play the Game Boy games. I never had a Game Boy Advance, or anything like that. But I did play the Gen 3 Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald quite a few times on my actual school laptop. It was, something that a lot of us were able to get onto the laptop and kind of play. It was on an emulator. And throughout the years, throughout 7th, 8th grade, high school, whenever that would come about, whenever someone would find a new link to it or a new website, we would play it. And Salamence is definitely, even though it's pretty hard to get in those games, it's definitely one that I would try to use at least. And definitely in Pokemon Showdown, it's it's another cool Pokemon I love using and love looking at. And then moving on to number 5, guys, we have Nidoking. And yeah, pretty much the same thing. My Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I've used them quite a few times. Whenever I did play Leaf Green, Fire Red, I did use them as well. I think Nidoking's better than Nidoqueen, even though they're both pretty badass. And just in general, their designs are just something that I feel haven't been really topped yet in that category. So that's why I think Nidoking's my number 5. Moving on to number 4, guys, we have Charizard, the classic Charizard. And I got to put him on the list. I don't mind him. He's definitely not like my all-time, favorite. You guys will see the Pokemon Fire Starter that is above Charizard for me. But Charizard's definitely, at least in my top 10, let alone maybe my top 5 of my favorite. In general, I love Charizard. Nothing, you can't go wrong with them. Moving on to number 3, guys, we have Giratina, and I think this is in my top 10 just for the pure fact of I love Sinnoh so much, and especially Platinum. Platinum's definitely my favorite Pokemon game to date, with Heart Gold right behind it. And yeah, that's pretty much why Giratina's in the top 10. And then moving on to number 2, guys, we have Dialga, and yeah, and the same thing, the same reason, guys. I grew up playing Diamond. It was my first game, and again, I've got like 4. I've only got the original Dialga, I think, because that's the only time I've ever played it. My original playthrough, I've never reset my Diamond, so I've had that for coming up on like 10, 11 years, whatever it is. And again, like all my PC boxes are full. I've got so much stuff just done on. I think I've got like 432 hours total on that game, which I don't even know what that equates to. I'll look it up really quick what 432 hours equates to in days. 432 hours to days. Looks like we have about 18 full days worth of playing that Diamond cartridge over the past like 11 years. So that's pretty insane. But then moving on to my number 1, which is my genuine number 1, probably will never be topped, is Infernape. And first off, I think it's a badass Pokemon. I love the typing, firefighting. One of the, I guess it's the second one of its type, on top of Blaziken. But also in the anime, really badass. And then in general, again, it was my first starter I ever used. I've used Infernape countless times after. And again, I'm trying to get all the Infernape Pokemon cards. I'm pretty close there. I want to get the entire evolution line. I really don't mind it. Between the Chimchar, Monferno, Infernape, I love trying to get all the the product based around them. But so yeah, that's pretty much my top 10 Pokemon, guys. Just a quick little video I wanted to get out there. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and be sure to subscribe as well. So thank you guys all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more. See you guys later. Bye.